Now, in the last class, biotechnology, we have seen, we will review the things quickly. We have seen that what is the definition of biotechnology. The last section we have seen. I told you that different definitions you can see, and according to their convenience, everybody are giving their own, I mean, what you can say, definitions. But there is a universally accepted definitions, but unfortunately, in the current textbook, that definition is not given. But I have given that one during the slide, which are taken from the textbook of previous year. Anyway, the definitions are given differently, but still you can say, what is biotech? Very simple to understand. You can see the integrated part of biology with technology and utilization of microbes and its enzymes or products for the welfare of human beings. That is what we can simply say. That means you have to remember the purpose of this biotechnology is that whatever products and services we are getting from it, from the field of biotechnology, helping us or that can be used for the welfare of human beings. That is one thing. Second thing is that in this biotechnology, we are using microbes, microorganisms, or its enzymes, or its products. And these enzymes or products or microbes are used for the human welfare. Another important thing you have to remember is that in biotechnology, it is not a standalone branch. If you look at biology, we can say biology is a standalone branch. Yeah, physics is like that, chemistry is like that. But today you can see that it has been integrated. Even in biology, you can see biophysics is there, biochemistry is there. My voice is not coming over there. Everybody facing the same issue. Hello, mic check. Yeah, it's okay. But some people are facing the problem. I think maybe the connectivity over there. Because my second device is always keeping second device for trial. That is why two IDs are there. If you observe the participant section, my two IDs are there. Okay. Biophysics, biochemistry, and like the even bioinformatics, when computer is applied there in the field of biology, it is called bioinformatics. So like that, these branches, biology is especially linked with different subjects. There is an integration over here. So similarly, biotechnology also, you see, the technology is integrated with the biology. That is why we use the term biotechnology. Okay. Then yesterday where we stopped, we are going there now. Yesterday we last saw the features of modern biotechnology. This is what we have seen yesterday, last moment. That means here what we have seen that in modern biotechnology, you see, we are in a position to change the genetic material. We are capable to change the genetic material. Now you see that all the living organisms, whether it is a plant or animal, their characters are controlled by genes. The characters are controlled by genes, and genes are located there in DNA. One second. Okay. So you can see that the genes which are present in the DNA today, we can change, we can modify, we can remove it, we can correct it. So this all can be done because of the help of modern biotechnology. In that, there is one technology, the most important technology nowadays they are using everywhere. That is called rDNA technology or recombinant DNA technology. And another thing we have seen that if we get a gene in a short period of time, we will be able to produce multiple number of genes. The test that is on tomorrow. So there is a question I got now. Nandita Madam is conducting any test. Yes, Nandita Madam, not only Nandita Madam, the entire bio department is conducting the test. And you didn't see the link, you didn't see the password. Every day we are using the same link, same password, same ID. You didn't understand. Okay. So the entire bio department is conducting the examination that is on tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. In this medium itself, in this medium. I mean, this medium we can say that. Chapter number 1, 2, 3. She didn't say anything. I think Madam told me that last week when she came, she was there in the classroom. She explained everything to you. Chapter number 1, 2, 3. Mine what means everybody is one chapter. Okay, 25 questions there. You know the poll now, so the same thing we are doing by poll only, because we are getting when we do the poll now, the advantage that we can do everything on time. So Google, I told you once, Google form that is actually for the purpose of survey, and that cannot be conducted for, I mean, used for conducting online exams. There you are doing the survey according to your convenience, and you are getting the mark on the spot. That is another important thing. But according to your convenience, you are doing it. There is no control by the teacher for conducting that examination. Otherwise, I told you in the last class, somebody doing attendance by giving a link in Google form. That link is copied to WhatsApp group. You can send to anyone in the world. Anybody getting that particular link can give the attendance there in Patak, because there is no control over that. But in our poll, nobody can attend that poll from outside. Those who are there in the participant section, only they can give. No one else can give. And everything is under our control, teacher's control. Okay, so the test is on tomorrow. We will talk about it later. Okay. Now, second thing we have seen that that is the polymer chain reaction, or it's also called the simplification. Another important area today. If you get a small piece of gene of a particular character, you can make millions of copies of it, and you can store it there in the gene library. Depends upon the DNA. You can store them in the library. Anyway, you can store it in the library. So that is the second advantage or second area. And third area, the feature we can say, actually all these all these features are together given in the textbook as one feature, but I just divided it. And third thing is that microarrays. Microarrays, I told you that normal way from the DNA, RNA can be synthesized, but from the RNA, the DNA cannot be synthesized, but today it is possible. So when you synthesize such type of DNA, that is called complementary DNA, and its library is called as cDNA library. And after that, I told you that today we are able to produce multiple copies of plants and animals by what you can say culturing cells or tissues or organs. That means tissue culture, cell culture, by all these means. And we also seen one thing that the protoplasm, or we can fuse the cells. We can fuse the protoplasm of one cell with another. You can fuse nuclei. You can fuse the protoplasm. That is called protoplasmic fusion, or even it is also called a somatic cells hybridization. So we have various, what I can say, uh, advantages today because of modern biotechnology. And another thing we can say, the bioprocessing. That means processing of the entire procedure to get the products. Okay, whether it is fermentation process or even alcoholic fermentation, or even acid production, or vitamin production, or antibiotic production, whatever it is. So there must be a processing. So bioprocessing, we can say, and ultimately we can say today we have the ownership of various technology. But at the same time, remember, there are various socio-political impact. That means anything which we can use. Now you see, we are using this media. In this medium, we are conducting the class. The same medium we can use in different manner. You can use it positively, you can use it negatively. That means for the advantage, you can use it, and for the disadvantage means you can use it there in the negative manner, means in a, what you can say, uh, misuse. The word we can use, misuse. We can misuse this media. You can use this media beneficially. At the same time, you can misuse also. That means for anything, any process, any activity, there is advantage and there is disadvantage. So here in biotechnology also, a huge advantage you can see today, but at the same time, there is a disadvantage. That is what is called a socio-political impact that we will see at the end of this chapter. And at the end, I want to say, today, many industries, all the industries which were running before on traditional method, you know, that traditional biotechnology we have. So today we are there in modern biotechnology. We are shifted from traditional biotechnology to modern biotechnology. So in modern biotechnology, what do you see? Many of the industries, they are depending on biotechnology or that bioprocessing for the production or for their production. Maybe in the food processing area, or maybe they're in the field of agriculture, or in the field of pharma, or in the field of other microbes or living organisms, anywhere. You can see that even biofuels, even in controlling pollution. So various areas today, we can see that biotechnology is used, and so many of the conventional industries today, we can say that they are focusing on biotechnology for getting products. So this is what we have seen yesterday, day before yesterday, and we stopped over here. And now we have to go to the next slide. That is what is called the principles and processes of biotechnology. We come to the second section. That means for chapter number 12 and second part. Now, when you talk about the principles and process of biotechnology, you have to remember there are two important core techniques in modern biotechnology. Now you see this modern biotechnology is to some extent, we can say, it can be in the lab, because mostly we depend on all these things that are in the lab, and slowly we come to the natural condition. So there are two core techniques in modern biotechnology. The first one is there on your screen right now. Look at them. So this is what is called, I think a little slow. It is coming over there. Yes. And my on my screen it has come already. It is coming. Okay. So the first one is that genetic engineering. The first core technique is that genetic engineering. Okay, what is genetic engineering? So genetic engineering, we can say, is very simple. Look at the picture over there. Now you see there is a DNA over there. Now you just imagine that we are all a multicellular organism. Hundreds or thousands of cells we have. The cell is not a macroscopic one, that is microscopic only. In the cell, there is a DNA, there is a nucleus that is also not visible with your naked eye. And in that, there is DNA. And in that DNA, this kind of genes are there. So such a microscopic one, minute one, today we are capable to cut and modify it, manipulate it. I'm using the term over here, manipulation. I mean, such a minute thing, and we can manipulate with that minute thing. This is what actually genetic engineering is talking about. Now you see what is written over there. In this technique, in genetic engineering, the genetic material, you know, what is the genetic material? Either DNA or RNA. RNA or DNA, these are the genetic materials. But majority of the organisms, DNA has the genetic material. In which case you can talk about RNA as a genetic material. Please write in the chat box. There you can see RNA as a genetic material. Yes, virus. So in virus, not all viruses, you know that whatever nucleic acid they have, if they have DNA, the DNA is the genetic material. If RNA is there, RNA will be the genetic material. Can you tell me why RNA is the genetic material there in virus? We have both DNA and RNA, but only DNA is the genetic material. Virus is also having DNA and RNA, but in some virus, RNA is the genetic material. Why? Please use the chat box. Why RNA is the genetic material in certain virus? No idea. If you don't have no idea, no, please write capital N over there quickly, then I can respond it immediately. So we can save our time. No. The reason is that the reason is that RNA maybe there in some virus, then RNA is the genetic material. In some virus, DNA is there, and then DNA is the genetic material. The reason in virus, you can see that any one of the nucleic acid present at a time. If there is DNA, only DNA they have. If there is RNA, then there is only RNA. But in our case, it is not like that. In higher organisms, it is not like that. In other organisms, it's not like that. Both DNA, RNA present in the same. We have both DNA and RNA, but DNA is the genetic material. But in viruses, we can say either DNA or RNA, whatever nucleic acid they have, that nucleic acid will be the genetic material. That is why in certain virus, RNA is the genetic material because they don't have DNA. They have only RNA as the nucleic acids. Okay, I hope that you got it clearly now. Now, yeah, DNA is the genetic material. DNA is the genetic material in all the living organisms. Okay, RNA is not a genetic material. RNA is synthesized from the DNA, and DNA contain all the informations, and that from the DNA, the RNA is synthesized. But in virus, either DNA or RNA present. Both are not present. So whatever genetic material they have, so that will be the genetic material. Now one question has come, why DNA is genetic material? So there the answer I can say, now you see, we are saying that our body is controlled by the brain. Why brain is controlling our body? What answer we have? So why you are not allowing your heart to control your body? So the function is specified for each and every organ when God made it. So the DNA is the genetic material. DNA is the hereditary material. DNA contains the nucleic acid. DNA contains the genetic code, and from the DNA, the RNA is synthesized. But why DNA is the genetic material? That question I am not able to give you. I mean, the answer I am not able to give you, because DNA is the genetic material. That is the nucleic acid. But in virus, which is there, whether it is DNA or which nucleic acid they have, that is the genetic material. Because they don't have our DNA. Then RNA is there. RNA is the genetic material. Okay. So the point over here is that the genetic material, whether it is DNA or RNA, that can be altered. That can be altered. That can be changed. That can be modified. That can be manipulated. And after getting it manipulated, you can introduce that particular modified gene into an organism where you want it exactly. But remember, whenever you make such changes, that will alter the phenotype of the individual. What is phenotype? Is right there in the chat box quickly. What is phenotype? What is phenotype? Yes, the physical appearance of a particular gene. The gene representation is called as genotype, that is genetic constitution we say. But each and every genetic constitution, each and every genotype is having a physical appearance. That physical appearance is called as phenotype. The moment the genotype changes, the phenotype also changes. So in genetic engineering, what we can see that the genetic material, the DNA or RNA, that is chemically altered, that is changed. The sequence has been changed. And after that, we are introducing that into a host organism. Host organism means where it wants to exactly. That means if you are modifying a gene that you want to introduce into me, then I am the host. So where or into which organism, into which cell, or in whose bodies it has been introduced, that is a host. And when you introduce into a host, the physical character of that particular gene may change. That means the phenotype of that host may change, for that particular character may change. So this is what is called genetic engineering. So this is one core technique of modern biotechnology. Now, there is another core technique, another area that is called bioprocess engineering. I already told you earlier, bioprocessing, the whole processing of these activities, this gene manipulation or tissue culture or whatever it is, the entire process we can say bioprocessing. But this bioprocessing, I told you that time when I little bit I talked about bioprocessing, this we cannot do there in the open area, because you are dealing with the cells, you are dealing with the organs, you are dealing with the tissues, and all these tissues or organs or cell may be damaged. It can be destroyed by the action of microbes. Other microbes can be attacked on it. So what you have to do that, when you do this kind of biotechnological bioprocessing, the whole thing you have to do there in a lab. And that lab, you can see that that must be aseptic. You see here, you are observing the picture of a lab, or yeah, it's a lab we can say. The whole area we can say is aseptic. Now, you know, now we are going through a particular situation. Now, because of this particular situation, you cannot enter into any place like you have done then last year or even before March. You see, anywhere you go now, you have to make sure that we are free from virus. So all precautions you have to get, you have to take. Okay. So same manner, when you do a bioprocessing there in a lab, you have to make it sure that that place is free from microbes which are harmful. That means we are using the technical term over there. Here it is written that sterile ambience or sterile environment. That means we use the word aseptic. So the area, the condition must be aseptic. The lab must be aseptic. The people who are there in the lab must be aseptic. The tools which we are using there in the lab must be aseptic. That means you have to make it sure that the entire area, the utensils, the tools, the people who are involved there in activities, the entire atmosphere, the environment of the lab is free from microbes. So this is what is called maintenance of sterile ambience or sterile environment. So this is very much essential. Otherwise, the plant cell, the animal cell, or the tissues, or whatever you have taken over there, that may be attacked by certain fungus or virus, and whatever processing, whatever work you have done over there, that become waste. So the second important area, the core technique of modern biotechnology is that maintenance of sterile environment in chemical engineering process for growing desired microbes or eukaryotic cell in large quantities. For what? For the manufacturing of antibiotics, vaccines, and enzymes, etc. So ultimately, at the end of bioprocessing, you are getting a product. The product can be anything. It can be as it is written here, it may be an antibiotic or vaccines or enzymes or beverages or certain food or whatever it is. But you have to make it sure that the entire work area, the lab, must be free from microbes, that must be aseptic. So these are the two important core techniques of modern biotechnology. I hope that you understood it clearly. Please write in the chat box what are the two core techniques of modern biotechnology. Please write in short form. Yes, GE and BE. GE means genetic engineering. B means bioprocessing engineering. What is genetic engineering? Genetic engineering. I use the word in between. One specific word I used. Genetic engineering means manipulation of genes. Manipulation of genes. In simple sense, manipulation of genes. Bioprocessing engineering means maintain aseptic condition. Maintain aseptic condition. When you write the definition or the detailed meaning in the, like which is given there in the textbook, then you have to say like this. Otherwise, in very simple sense, we can say if you understood the concept, it's very simple. Maintenance of maintaining aseptic condition, that is what is called bioprocessing engineering. Manipulation of genes we call as genetic engineering. Okay. Now we come to the first core process, that is called genetic engineering. Now, what is genetic engineering? Now look at the picture over there. When you look at the picture, you can see that you see there is a DNA over there. The DNA is opening, and from that one nucleotide, one nitrogen base has been removed, and that means at the micro level you are manipulating the genes. Okay, so when you do this kind of manipulation, as we have seen there earlier under mutation we have seen one point. So same manner, you can see that the character must change because of the change in the sequence of nitrogen bases. Now, what is genetic engineering? The definition is given over there. As I told you before, the same thing only. What is that? Manipulation of genes. That means you have seen that there is a defect in the gene, or there is a desired gene in some organism which you want to incorporate into an organism which you want. So this kind of manipulation you can do. We are not doing anything unnecessarily, or we are not doing any kind of manipulation for time pass. So we are expecting certain result from the manipulation. Okay, that is what is written there, towards a desired end. So whatever you do today under genetic engineering or in manipulation of genes, you are expecting a result. Now you see, when we do the classroom activities, the online teaching and all, see, in our mind, there is a goal. There is a desire. According to that desire, see, we are working out and finally to get into that desire. and finally get into that product, get into that result. That means for every activity, you can see that there is a desire. So towards that, that means towards that desired end, you are manipulating the genes. That means you are expecting a result from it. And accordingly, you are doing the manipulation. But you see that for everything, there is a planning. Now you say, I'm taking this class. I'm not taking the class like that. Today morning, I just get up and open the laptop and something I put over here and taking the class. It's not like that. See, you can see that sometimes when the offline classroom is, teaching is taking place, sometimes the proxy lectures the teachers are getting. The teachers are doing something else. That time somebody is coming and saying that you go to this classroom, someone is absent. The teacher is coming to the class. So that class, we can say mostly the teacher is coming to your class without any kind of preparation, because it is an all of a sudden, what you can say, assignment. The teacher is coming there without any kind of preparation because it's a proxy lecture. Somebody wants to, somebody has to be there in the classroom to engage you people. So that is called, without a pre-plan, the teacher is coming to your class and engaging yourself. We cannot say that how much that classroom will be, that teaching will be effective then. Otherwise, the teacher is well prepared, well planned, and then coming to the class to deliver the lecture. Even I am taking this lecture because I have done all kind of planning, and after that I'm taking the lecture. So without planning, nobody can do it. The same manner, when you do genetic engineering, there also we have to do certain homework. That is what we can say, homework. So we are doing some homework. And according to that homework, we know that we will get that result. Okay. So here the manipulation of genetic material towards what we can say desired end, and in a directed and predetermined way using in vitro process. That is the most important. That is what I told in the beginning. In vitro, in vivo and in vitro. What is the difference between in vitro and in vivo? Please use the chat box. In vitro and in vivo, because many times we have to use this term now. In vitro and in vivo. I hope that I told you in the class before, last year or even this year, in vitro, in vivo meaning. No idea. In vitro means in the lab. It's very good. Okay, Vivek, very good. So in vitro means in the lab or in the glassware. In the glassware. Okay. In vivo means where it exactly there. That means here, now you see, you all are sitting there in your at your home. You are sitting at your home. I am coming to you through this media. That means where you are exactly there, I am reaching. Maybe through this media, that is different thing. Physically, I'm not coming to your home. But you see, right now, where you are sitting, there I have come. That is in vivo. That is what is called in vivo. But when you come to me, where I am there, you coming to me, and there we are taking, that means that is what is called a classroom. There we all are meeting together in the classroom, normal classroom, we all are sitting together. There we are meeting together and then taking the class. Then it is called in vitro. Okay. So here technically we can say in the lab or in a test tube, we do in a glassware. That is the word we are mostly using. In a glassware, we do something that is called in vitro. But if it is there in the organism, where it exactly, there if you reach, that is called in vivo. Okay. When test tube baby, there also I say, I think in vitro fertilization, I said in vitro fertilization, in vivo and in vitro. Okay. So this is what is called a genetic engineering. I hope that you understood genetic engineering clearly now. Okay. Now, I told you that in genetic engineering, the most important term you have to remember is that manipulation of genes. Now, how do you manipulate the genes? Look at the picture over here. Now you see there is one DNA over here. You see many people are sitting, standing there. Some are, you see. Even on the ladder also, you can see one person is there. What are they doing there? See, they are doing with the manipulation. So there is one DNA. On that DNA, they are making many changes. Maybe adding something new, maybe changing the sequence, maybe correcting it. Anyway, what they are doing over there, this is what is called manipulation of genes. So what is the first point to be remembered, Dan? Manipulation of genes means this is a wide area, we can say. Manipulation of genes means repairing or replacing of defective genes. Now you see they're at home, you are using electric devices. Suppose your tube is not working, when the bulb is not working, the fan is not working. What do you do there? You will repair it. See, it is unrepairable. You cannot repair it. If it is a bulb, so bulb fuse ho gaya, iska filament kharab ho gaya. Then what to do there? Can you repair it? Can you repair it? Use the chat box. Can you repair it? अगर आपका घर पे जो बल्ब है, बल्ब खराब हो गया, cannot repair. What you will do? You will replace that bulb with a new one. At the same time, you have a fan over there. The fan is not working. So what do you do there? You will repair it. Fan you will not throw. Fan you will repair. So similarly, what you can do there here, the genes, if the gene is defective, what do? You have two options. Either you repair the gene or you replace it. So this repairing or replacing of defective gene, we can say that is manipulation of genes. You understood clearly, friends? You understood it clearly? Okay, now we go to the second meaning of manipulation of genes. What is the second meaning of manipulation of genes? That is, you see the picture over here. Is it an original natural gene? What do you feel in the picture? By observing the picture, you feel that this is a natural, original one? No, this is synthesized one. That means in manipulation of genes or in genetic engineering, today you are capable to synthesize a new gene. You are capable to synthesize artificial gene. Okay, like you know that now artificial human beings are there, right? What do you call the artificial human beings? Today also I'm not using the poll. We are using the chat box today. Artificial human beings. Yes, very good. Rakesh has written the answer. Very good. Only Rakesh has given. So many other answers I'm getting. But Rakesh, you have given the answer. Yeah, Pinky also has given the answer correctly. Smriti also has given the answer correctly. So what is artificial man over here? Artificial man, not a living human being. Artificial, that is called robotics, right? Okay, robot. So same way, you are capable to artificially synthesize a new gene. That is an artificial gene. So today, you are capable to synthesize new gene. Artificially, you can synthesize new gene. Even you know that today, artificial organs are also in use. Human organs are also in use. What is the pacemaker? Artificial instrument over here. It's not the original pacemaker. Original pacemaker means that is not natural heart or heart-related part. That is an artificial one. It's a device, we can say. Same manner, you can artificially synthesize new gene. That is second point of manipulation of genes. The third meaning of manipulation of genes is that, what is that? Now you just look at this picture over here. Now you see in this bacteria, there is a DNA. We are taking the DNA and we are making multiple copies of it. And then into that DNA, you are adding an desired gene. Okay, it's taken from some other organism. This is the desired gene, we say. And this desired gene is introduced into this bacterium. And then it is multiplying over there. And then it is added into a cell. And finally, this gene you can introduce into a plant. Okay, see, this all we can say bioprocessing. The whole process we can say under bioprocessing. So in this process, what we do, we can insert a gene into a plant or into an animal or into an organism. So from one organism, you can extract, you can isolate the gene, and that gene you can add into another organism. Natural way, it is impossible. Okay. Natural way, it is impossible. Natural way, only fertilization is possible. In that fertilization, we can notice that from father and mother, the genetic material is transferred to the offspring. That is the natural method. That is fertilization. But one single gene can be isolated, can be extracted, and can be inserted into a plant or animal. It is impossible. That is not at all possible naturally. But today, in manipulation of genes or in genetic engineering, that also possible. So how many points I told you so far? The first one, please use short form there in chat box. Please use the chat box. Yes, repairing or replacing of gene. Second is that artificial synthesis. Third one, transfer of gene from one organism to another. 3 points I told you. Now we come to the fourth point. Now look at the fourth point. Fourth point is that what is saying over there? Introduce altogether new gene. That means in the first slide we have seen one gene is either repaired or replaced. That means nothing, we are added more. Second thing, we have seen that we are synthesizing a gene which is defective by an artificial one. Means we are synthesizing a gene artificially to remove or replace the defective gene. Third one, we have seen that when we are able to transfer a gene from one organism to another. Now, what it says, the fourth one. Fourth one says that you can introduce a gene completely new. I mean, now you just imagine one simple example I will tell you. See, in one cell, there are 10 genes. So there are 10 genes in one cell. One is defective. What you can do? One can be replaced or one can be repaired. That means always those 10 genes will be there in that. The number of genes will not change. That number will not increase by 1. The number will not decrease by 1. Always the number will be 10. But here what it says that if you want to add a new gene, that is possible. That means you can add 11th gene totally new. Got the point clearly there? A totally new gene can be introduced. So if a new gene is totally introduced there into an organism, the number of genes from 10 number of genes will increase from 10 to 11. That means you see we have how many chromosomes we have? How many chromosomes we have? 46. Now you see this repairing or replacing, if you say every time this chromosome number will be 46 only. But if you are introducing completely new chromosome, we say it means 246, one more you are going to add. One more or two more or three more, how many number you want. Okay, so the number will increase. The same sense over here. The same sense over here, you can introduce a new gene completely. Okay, that is also coming under manipulation of genes. Now look at another important character. Another meaning of manipulation of genes. Now, what is saying over here? Combining genes from two organisms. Now look at the picture over here. Now this is one organism. Just look at their plant. This is one plant. In this plant, you can see that no virus will attack because they have the gene that is resisting the virus, the attack of virus. Now you see here, this is virus resisting plant. Now you see there is another plant. There is another plant You see, what is the character of this plant? High yield. So one plant we can say, can you tell me which plant it is by picture? Can you tell me which plant it is? By picture, are you able to recognize which plant? Yes, very good. Nice. Okay. So you see, this plant is having a good character, that is disease resistant. That is disease resistant. This plant is also having a good character, but is that high productivity. So here yield is more, but not disease resistant. Here disease resistant, disease resistant. Vinayak, what happened? So this is disease resistant, but yield is less. So now what do you do as a plant breeder? As a plant breeder, your intention will be, I want to bring both the qualities, both the qualities should bring into one plant. Now you see, you are getting one new plant. In this plant, this quality is there, that is virus resistant. At the same time, this plant is having yield also more. So by bringing genes of two desired qualities into one plant, you can produce one plant with two qualities. That is because you could combine genes of two organisms. This is also called as manipulation of genes. You understood this one clearly now? Is it clear to you? Okay. Now, another example. Another example is that, so in the previous example, I told you that two different qualities of two different plants you brought into one plant. Okay. Similar manner, in animals also, it can be implemented. Now look at the picture over here. Now you see, this is, you can see that just 56 days old. In 1957, if you look at this animal that is of 56 days old, its total weight in 56 days, the total weight of this, we can say that 905 grams. But because of the research developments, by 1978, you see the size, the weight has been increased from 905 gram to, the weight has been increased to 1808 gram. But when you come to 2005, you see the size of the animal is. And now you just imagine that some 50 years back, the animal was very small with a less weight. But today, you can look at that this animal is having a weight of 4,202 grams. Number of days we can say just 56. But the size has been increased. Why? So this is all possible because of combining genes. So wherever the good qualities we see, now you see the fruits also, look at their fruits. Now the fruits we can say larger in size. Some 50 years back, we had the grapes, very small black one grapes, black one, and small grapes with all having seeds. Today, how many black grapes are there with the seeds? Today, we are having the fruits, most of them are hybrids. They don't have the seeds. Even grapes, you can see green color is also there now. Black color is there, green color is there, but they are larger in size, one thing. Second thing is that they are seedless because they are, which one, Vinayak? Fourth point. Okay. Fourth point, what is that? Introduce altogether new gene. Very simple. Very simple. You already have a heart. If I want to introduce a new heart, it means a second heart, I can. It's impossible, but I just say, just to understand. I have a heart, or you have a heart. Vinayak, you have a heart. I want to introduce another heart into you. Naturally, you know it is impossible. But as far as gene is concerned, you can introduce altogether new gene into you. Okay, that is what the meaning. Okay, so the point is that now, because of developments there in technology, we are producing hybrids now. When you see the tomato, I can say example. Olden days, the tomato, we had small tomato, and the shelf life of tomato was just 1 week or less than 1 week. तो घर पे टमाटर घर पे लेके आया तो एक हफ्ते का अंदर वो खत्म करना का, नहीं तो खराब हो जाएगा. But today you see the tomato what you are getting is very larger in size, and you can keep it for longer time. That means the shelf life can be increased. Yeah, could be increased because of hybrids, because of plant breeding, because of genetic manipulations, because of gene manipulations. Got it? So this is what we say here. We are capable to produce hybrids by combining genes from two different organisms. Now we come to the last point, the sixth point, altering the genotype, cloning, etc. Altering the genotype, cloning, etc. means, you know that of course when you add gene, the genotype sequence will change, nitrogen base sequence will change. So genotype will change. When genotype changes, the character will change, the phenotype will change. Now cloning, now look at over here. You see, this is the DNA of one human cell. In this DNA, you have noted that there is a particular gene. This gene you look at here, it's written here, gene. This gene, you have seen that that is very much useful. Now this gene, only one gene is there, you want to multiply. You want to multiply this gene. So what you can do that, you take a bacterium. In the bacterium, there is a special DNA called a plasmid. You take the plasmid out. Now you see the plasmid has taken out. Then you cut the DNA by using an enzyme called restriction enzyme. This is a bioscissor, molecular scissor. By using this restriction endonuclease enzyme, cut the DNA. DNA को cut कर दिया, plasmid को cut कर दिया. Then, so you cut the DNA plasmid and then that portion you remove. Into that, you add this gene. देखिए अभी. Now this gene has been introduced over here. Now this particular gene is part and parcel of this plasmid. Are you getting me, friends? Are you observing it clearly there in your device? Yes. Now you see this gene. This gene is a human gene. For example, it is written here human cell. That is why I said it's a human gene. This human gene is inserted into a plasmid. And after that, by using the ligase enzyme, you are sealing it. And now it is a part and parcel. Now introduce this one into another bacterium. Now you see it is inside the bacterium. And this bacterium, we can notice that divides continuously. And you get many copies of that DNA. Now you see this plasmid is dividing. This gene is also dividing. Now you see here. So you see here, the fourth level, fourth step you look at, you see many number of plasmids now, many number of bacteria. In all bacteria, this plasmid is there. And this gene is also there. How many copies you are getting? Just count this bacteria, and say there in the chat box, how many plasmids now? How many pieces of this gene now? 8. 8 genes are there. See, in the human cell, you got only 1. But you multiplied this 1 gene by this technique. By this technique, you multiplied this gene. Now you are getting 8 genes over here. All the 8 genes are exactly similar. Okay? So, all together, they are similar. There is no difference at all. And multiple copies of this gene you got over here, they are all similar. So, it is called as cloning. So, in manipulation of genes, not only the repairing or replacing or synthesizing new, transferring or so and so, even you can alter the genotype. Even you can make many copies of it. All these coming under manipulation of genes. And all these process, the whole thing what I have told you, and the 6 different lines over here. This is called recombinant DNA technology, or it is also known as gene cloning. Okay, so there are 3 technical terms to be remembered. The whole process we can say nothing manipulation of genes. That is what is called genetic engineering. It can also be say it is recombinant DNA technology, and it can also be say gene cloning. So genetic engineering, gene cloning, recombinant DNA technology. Any question comes, you should remember all these things. Okay, friends, you got it clearly? Yeah, I got one question over here. We have one bacterium. How we get 12? We get 8. Okay. Now, this is one bacterium. This bacterium is keep on dividing. This is bacterium is having a rapid division. You know, when this bacterium divides, you get 2. When this bacteria divides, you get again 2, again 2. So each one is dividing. You get 2, 2, 2, 2 like this. How many times is it is repeated? The number will keep on increasing. Yeah, Vinayak, it is clear to you. The bacteria is keep on dividing. When the bacteria is dividing, the plasmid is also dividing. When the plasmid is dividing, the inserted gene also dividing. This bacteria, this is one bacterium. How many times it has been divided? You get that many number of new bacteria, that many number of plasmids, that many number of new genes. Are you getting it, Vinayak, clearly? Right? This bacteria divide, you see in the slide, I can show you only this much. In the picture, we see only up to 8. Even it can go further. Okay. So if now you see if each one is dividing again, now you see you will get 16. Now it is 8. In the next step, it will become 16. In the next step, it will be 32. Number keep on increasing like that. Okay. So recombinant DNA technology or gene cloning is clear to you, friends? Okay. So now I'm coming to a definition part. In your textbook, one definition, John E. Smith, he has given in the year 1996. So what is this definition? I will talk this definition and then stop. Now you see the definition over here, what he is saying. So John E. Smith has given a definition for recombinant DNA technology. Genetic engineering, gene cloning, everything same. Okay. So what is the definition given by Smith? This is given in a box in your textbook. So that I have copied as it is. Okay. So what is written here? Some points some letters or words are there in color, and this is the most important one. So what is that? The formation of new combination of heritable material. The heritable material means what? Heritable material means what? Transmittable. Generation to generation, it is transmittable. Okay. That means when we studied about mutation, there also I said that if there is any mutation, means what? It must be transmittable. So the next generation also should get the same character. So here what it says that a new combination of heritable material you can produce. How can you produce? By the insertion of nucleic acid molecule. What is this nucleic acid molecule? Either DNA or RNA. So nucleic acid molecules means that is either DNA or RNA. That means you can make new combination of heritable material by inserting either DNA or RNA, produced by whatever means outside the cells. Just look at there. See, naturally जो होता है वो inside the cell है. Am I right? Naturally, whatever happens, naturally whatever DNAs are formed, whatever nucleic acids are formed, everything that is inside the cell. But here what it says that outside the cell, you are capable to produce a new combination of heritable material, means that is transmittable from one generation to next generation by inserting nucleic acid molecule produced outside the cell into any virus, bacterial plasmid, bacterial plasmid मैंने अभी previous slide में आपको दिखाया. So you can insert it into a virus, or you can insert it into a bacterial plasmid, or any other vehicle, yeah, vector system, any other vehicle or any other vector system, so as to allow their incorporation in the host organism. And finally, you are modifying the genes and making copies of it, and then inserting that one into a final organism where you want to see the picture. So you are incorporating it in a host organism. There, what you can see, in which they do not occur naturally. Naturally, they don't have. Naturally, they don't have, but we are inserting it into it. But in which, what is most important thing is that after inserting the gene, that plant or that animal should live in the natural manner. That means, so when you insert a gene into a plant, that plant should survive and they have to continue their life as before. How they were before, the same manner they have to go again. Means they should be capable to continue their propagation. They should be capable to continue their multiplication or reproduction, so and so. So एक बार ये gene introduce करने के बाद उनका सब कुछ बंद नहीं होना. They have to live as it is. And when they multiply, when they reproduce, this particular character which you introduced, that also should be transferred to the next generation. So then we say this is recombinant DNA technology. So you got this point clearly. This definition is very clear. So you have to remember that new combination of heritable material, one point. Second is that you are inserting nucleic acid molecule produced outside the cell into a host organism, and where the host organism doesn't have any other such type of genes naturally, and once it is inserted into them, they are producing the character, and that is transmitted to generation after generation, and they are continuing their life as it is without any kind of difficulties. So this is what John E. Smith said about recombinant DNA technology there in the year 1966. Recombinant DNA technology or genetic engineering or gene cloning. How many terms I told you? 3 terms I told you. Genetic engineering, rDNA technology, and gene cloning. So all these 3 are one in fact, and this is the definition or manipulation of genes. Okay. So finally, we stop here. What is genetic engineering? What is genetic engineering? Very simple. Now we learn what is genetic. What is genetic engineering? Can you write down the chat box quickly? What is genetic engineering according to your knowledge now? Manipulation of genes. Very good. So manipulation of genes. That means transfer of genes, yeah, segment of DNA from one species to another. That is naturally it is impossible. So naturally it is impossible, but you are making it as possible. This is what actually we say genetic engineering. Okay. So tomorrow you are having exam, and day after tomorrow we will start with the recombinant DNA technology. Okay. I hope that you understood the topic. Okay. Remember, in your textbook I have taken only some 2 paragraphs, hardly 2 paragraphs I have taken, but slowly I have taken it, and in a sequence I have taken it. I hope that you understood it clearly. Please go through your textbook. Slide shortly I will what you can say upload there in the classroom, and today I will not do it, and one or 2 more session I will finish, and after that only this part I will post there, load it there. Okay. And previous videos I have uploaded into YouTube till 31st of July. And the remaining one is under preparation now. So all materials are there. You can go through the classroom. So if any difficulty, you can talk to me anytime through WhatsApp. Also, you can communicate to me here. Also, anybody wants to say anything? You are okay. All of you are comfortable today. Okay. So then we will leave now. Anything you want to talk now? No. So we will leave now then. Okay. So tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, you will be, everybody is having exam. Please remember, don't think that only re-exam, not re-exam, it is like that. So this exam we are conducting for everyone. Okay, chapter number 1, 2, 3, 25 questions will be there, like our poll only, same only. This test is for everyone. Okay, so tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, we will meet. So take care, have a nice time, enjoy yourself. Bye bye.